Dust collection sucks, especially if you're in a hurry or lazy like me. So I was like, yeah, nah, I'll do it myself, and I built my own wireless auto start system. So this is how I want it to work. When the tool battery is installed, the Wi-Fi module boots up and connects to my home Wi-Fi. Then when the tool starts, the Wi-Fi module tells the Shelly relay via an API call to turn on. Once the tool turns off, it tells the Shelly relay to turn off after 10 seconds. If you turn the tool back on within the 10 seconds, the vacuum will keep running. This way you don't burn out the vacuum from constantly starting and stopping. Originally I was planning on making it fully wired with a custom vacuum hose connector with contacts that connects the tool to the vacuum. However, I had some goals for this project that I wanted to stick to. First, the tools must have modifications that are easily reversed. This means no holes or damage to the tools. It must also be easy and foolproof to use. I'm lazy, so if there's too many steps to get dust collection working, I eventually won't end up using it. I also wanted to reuse as much components that I already have as possible. So that's why I came up with the iSuck2 Wi-Fi Boogaloo, an automatic, fully wireless, remote start-stop system for battery-powered tools. I built the iSuck1, a wired automatic dust collection system, for a workshop about 10 years ago that would sense when any tool in the workshop was turned on and then start the dust collection system automatically. It worked really well, and now that I finally have my own workshop, I wanted to do something similar too. The only problem is all my tools are battery powered, and I don't have the budget for fancy Makita tools with their AWS Bluetooth auto start system. I started out making a crude prototype to test the concept and installed it into my Ryobi track saw. It's built using a tiny Wi-Fi module that's connected to the power switch of the tool and is powered from the battery using a step-down voltage converter. I also installed an LED indicator to check if it's all working correctly. On the vacuum side, I built a box that contains a Shelly Wi-Fi relay and a high-powered relay that turns on the output. It's all installed in a temporary 3D printed enclosure with a socket that I can plug the vacuum into. When the module detects the tool has started, it makes an API call over Wi-Fi to the Shelly relay that turns the vacuum on. I've been using this prototype for a couple of months and it's been working great. You might have even seen it in one of my other videos. So with that in mind, it's time to start building a more permanent solution and install it in all my tools. So what I came up with was a tiny custom PCB that holds a Wi-Fi module, a smaller voltage regulator and the opto isolator. And it's all hopefully small enough to fit in all my tools. I tried to make everything fit on as small a circuit board as possible. I could have even made it a lot smaller if everything was surface mount, but I wanted it to be easy for anyone to make and use the existing components I already had. The board is really simple. It has 2 pins to connect 18 volts from the battery and 1 signal pin to connect to the tool's trigger, and then some output pins for an LED indicator. I also added a small inline fuse to the power coming from the battery to protect the board if anything goes wrong. Installing it in the tools was really easy, as the cheap tools seem to have a lot of room in them. I guess they try and save money by filling them with air instead of quality. To install the module in the tool, after taking the case off, all you need to do is gently put the battery back in the tool and then measure what terminal on the switch has voltage and which doesn't. Then connect the signal pin on the board to the pin on the switch without voltage. Then connect the plus and minus wires of the board to the plus and minus wires of the battery terminal and you're good to go. I did this for my track saw and my circular saw, and I really wanted to install it in my router, but it was harder to take apart than expected. And it actually didn't look like there was a lot of room inside, so I unfortunately had to give up. Over the last few months when I've been testing this out, I realized that having separate control box for the vacuum to plug into was going to be too much of a hassle for someone as lazy as me. So I removed all the guts from the box and installed them directly into the vacuum. Fortunately, there was just enough room to fit them all in. I also wired it in such a way that the vacuum still works as intended, that I can still manually turn it on with a switch on the vacuum. So there's no indication on the outside that anything's been modified, and all you need to do is plug it in. I recently purchased a plug-in miter saw, and I want a dust collection on that too. Initially I looked at installing the module inside the saw, but there was just not enough room for the module and the power supply. So I repurposed the 3D printer enclosure I already had and installed a power supply and Wi-Fi module in it. To trigger the module, I used a current switch. These are really simple little devices that turn on a relay when they detect current flowing through a wire. Now any power tool can be plugged into this box that will start the dust collection when it's turned on. With that all done, all I need to do is plug in the vacuum, connect the tool and insert the battery. No more switching on and off between cuts or forgetting to turn it on. It's so simple. I love it. The only downside is that I need to take the tool apart if I need to reprogram it, like changing the Wi-Fi settings or the power off delay. Also, the Wi-Fi module has no switch, so if the battery is left in the tool, it will eventually run flat. The other issue is it also connects to my home Wi-Fi, so it won't work on remote job sites without making some changes, but for me, this is not an issue. Overall, I'm really happy with how it turned out, even though it has a few downsides and I couldn't install it in every tool. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to try it yourself, as usual, I have all the files linked in the video description. Let me know what you think or if you have any suggestions for improvement. Thanks for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers.